In the Gospel of John, chapters 13, 14, 15, 16 are all happening on Thursday night. And in John's Gospel, Jesus has washed the disciples' feet. He's been talking to them about don't let your heart be troubled. Believe in God. Believe also in me, which leads to him saying, I am the way and the truth and the life. He talks with them about the Holy Spirit, as I shared with you a couple of days ago in John 14, verses 25 to 31. And then John 15, he talks about how I am the vine and you are the branches. He's doing all this teaching and talking in each chapter in 14, 15, and 16 about how he's come to give his joy to the disciples so that their joy might be full or complete. But make no mistake, this is a very stressful moment in the upper room. And at the end of chapter 16 and verses 25 to 33, which is the passage I encourage you to read today, Jesus is talking about peace for the disciples. And right before our verse for the day, Jesus tells the disciples, the hour is coming, indeed it is come, when you will be scattered, each to his home, and you will leave me alone. Yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me. And that leads to our verse for today, John 16:33. I have said this to you so that in me you may have peace. In the world you face persecution, but take courage. I have conquered the world. It's really stunning to me if you think about it. Here's Jesus telling the disciples, the people he has poured his life into, right, for 3 years. They've seen him do all kinds of miracles. They've heard his teaching, more of it and more closely and intimately than anybody. And yet, Jesus is saying to them what he knows is they're all going to scatter. They're all going to flee. And we already know Judas is going to betray him. And yet, even in the face of all of that, Jesus can give them words of assurance that he's not alone, the Father's with him, and I have said this to you so that you may have peace. What do you think in the aftermath of everything that happened in the days and weeks that followed? What do you think it meant for the disciples that even when they were going to abandon Jesus, he said, I'm going to give you my peace? Well, for me, what it says is, even in our moments when our discipleship, our following of Jesus, may not be all that we would hope it would be, may not be all that God expects it to be or that Jesus would long for it to be, yet Jesus doesn't give up on you. And Jesus still tries to give assurance to us. I'm not alone. The Father's with me. Peace I leave with you. And he also reminds us, hey, in the world, it's going to be tough. There's going to be persecution. But Jesus has conquered or overcome the world. God wins in the end. And God's peace and God's will reign.